Hi, friends and fam. I just wanted to jump on here and give a little astrological perspective on the upcoming energies that we could be feeling that are approaching, specifically on this new moon in Gemini on the 30th. And so, for those of you who study astrology or study their own birth charts, just know that everybody has Gemini someplace in their charts, some house that's in their charts. If you've ever seen your own wheel or your own chart, everybody has Gemini someplace. So, and whenever we feel these shifts of energies or currents with these new moon frequencies, new moons are a time of new beginnings. So the newness coming in for all of us can be seen, felt, heard in the realms of our minds, of our thinking, of how we communicate, how we share our ideas, our thoughts, how we pronounce things. You know, Gemini rules all forms of communication, thought. It rules third house as well. If you're looking at astrology, it also rules like your everyday neighbors, it rules brothers and sisters. And we talk about rulership, it means these are, Gemini represents these things in our lives. So when we talk about rulership, it just means this is what Gemini represents for all of us who are humans, who have thought processes and faculties, and we speak, we use language. We use ways that we communicate our needs to the world, to ourselves, to each other. So with the new moon, it's about what is it that are you communicating to yourself, and what thoughts, ideas, communication styles are up for reevaluation, and do you want to continue with the thought patterns that you previously have been embodied or embodied before this now time moment. So this is sort of a great opportunity to reflect, to look at your conversation style, your thought processes. Does how you think serve you? Do what you put your focus on as far as like what you read, the content that you're consuming, whether it be on any of the social media platforms or just if you're watching television, because all that's being placed into your mind, right? For thoughts, for perceptions. Our reality is created by our perception. So what are you perceiving to be true? There's a lot going on in the world stage right now that's offering different storylines as to how we are perceiving our worlds, our environments, our families, ourselves, our bodies, our health. There's just so much. And so this is an opportunity too. And there's some other transits that are happening that coincide with this new moon energy in Gemini, meaning that, so Mars just went into Aries, which is its own rulership, right? So Mars really loves to be in Aries. And on this Saturday, I believe which is the 28th, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, yes, the 28th, Venus, which is our magnetism, what we love, is going into its own rulership as well, which is into Taurus. And then right now we still are in a retrograde period. Mercury is in retrograde, meaning it's appearing to go backwards in the skies, meaning it's time for us to redo, reevaluate, rethink about certain situations in our lives. And then that's going to be moving forward June 3rd. It's going to be stationing direct and then moving forward after June 3rd. And then it's going to be going into its own sign rulership, which is in Gemini, which Mercury will be in Gemini. So between Mars, Venus, and Mercury, those are all what we consider in astrology to be personal planets. So that means they affect us personally. We're going to be really feeling an internal need to shift what? Mercury, our mind, thinking, how we communicate. Venus, what we're drawn to, magnetized to, what we love, what we value. And of course, Mars, how we take action on all these things. So this is a very important time period over the next, I'd say 4 weeks at least, as we are gleaning a new opportunity to shift the dynamics within our own character development, our own beingness of how we act, how we think, and what we're drawn to and what we're magnetizing into our lives. So for those, again, that are interested in astrology, that want to know more, this is the study of yourself. This is the study of why you do the things you do, why, maybe why you take action on certain things. And it's also like a big time clock. There's certain times in our lives that we can look back and reflect and say, wow, that was a really important happening in my life at that time period. And what astrology does is it helps you glean, or at least see some of these currents, see these opportunities, these shifts that we're all going to be feeling, and the timing of it. So when to time out possibly new creations if you wanted to start a new business. In other words, Gemini is a really good time to communicate differently and in a new, profound way. So for those, my writers out there, the creative contents, if you're looking to be a writer or creating a blog or communicating in a different way, maybe creating something new at work that's you're being asked to write or step into, this is a great time to do that and to reflect on these currents of energies. Again, with Venus, Mars, and Mercury all at the forefront over these next few weeks, it's really a great time to evaluate, how do I speak to myself? How do I speak to others? What are my values? You want to know what your value is, go see what you spend your money on. A good practice I like to do is go take your bank statements over the last 3 months and see what you've spent your money on. Like, is it bills primarily? What is it that you're spending your current on? Because that represents what you value. So I think that's a really fun practice too, to evaluate, do I want to keep spending my current on these things that I've been spending, or do I want to, renegotiate with myself and maybe put my currency in a different way? Because again, Taurus rules values and money. And again, these are very personal planets that are affecting you personally in your life. And the other planets that are further away from us in the solar system, those are what we call the transpersonal planets, but that's for another time. I just really wanted to focus on the transits that are happening now, the heavy hitters, the players that are sort of dominant in the field right now, and just an opportunity as a way for you to look and evaluate what it is you're communicating to yourself and others, what your value is, what you're magnetizing to yourself, and what kind of action you're taking towards those goals, those hopes, dreams, and wishes. And it's a great reflection time for that. So for those that are studying astrology, I'm going to be doing some more videos, some tutorial videos on just the planetary energies, and gives you little descriptors of what they all mean so that you can work with these energies within your chart. And again, it's just more knowledge of self, how to study yourself, how to better understand yourself, your mechanism. And it gives you, for me, it's afforded me opportunities to not judge myself so harshly, to provide a little more insight into my mechanisms, and then to work with those frequencies, and then learning the timing. So it's not just a matter of taking action and studying and doing these things, but also the proper timing of these things at these frequencies, and when to move with these currents, and maybe when to take a breath, when to inhale, when to exhale. It's just a great tool. I love it. I've been playing with this tool for 20 years now. I'm never going to stop, because there's always something to learn with astrology, whether it's medical astrology, whether it's astrophysiology and astrology. There's evolutionary. There's so many sects to astrology, and of course this is just Western. There's also Vedic astrology, there's Mayan astrology, there's Native American astrology. There's all different types of ways that our ancestors have created these tools to help us discover self, the deep gnosis, which is deep knowing and understanding of ourselves. So anyway, I hope this serves you. I hope this gives you some insight into the astrological currents we find ourselves in. And if you have any questions, or if you want to reach out to me, or if you want maybe to have me look at your chart to see where these currents are lying specifically for you and where your house placements are, and maybe give you some perspectives, give you some some timing on when to plant some seeds during these upcoming transits. And again, I'm doing this business of isness 100% donation based, because it's something that I'm really moving towards as I am finding my way in the world and how I want to share my gifts. And I just, right now where I'm at in this down moment, it feels really good to share unconditionally, and again by donation. So reach out to me if you want to have me look at your chart. But yeah, we'll just have some fun talking astrology. All right, guys, I hope this serves you, and blessings to you on this new moon in Gemini coming up on the 30th. All right, be well.